Hello, I'm Mark.
I'm Casey.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about two subjects. One about batteries and the other about Ford Motor Company. You may think you're in the wrong spot, but you're not. You're with Tesla Life. Roll the intro. Yeah, so some interesting news came in just this afternoon as we're recording this. Tesla has announced from Gigafactory, Texas, that they have reached an output of 1.4 million 4680 batteries at that facility in a 1 week period. So that's good. They're heading up, but they're going to need more. Like this is not the end of it. They're going to need 10 times that amount as time goes along, like if not 100 times as time goes along. But the Cybertruck has, I believe, 123 kilowatts of batteries, correct? So 123. Do we have a number on the number of 4680 cans that are required to make up 123 kilowatt hours of battery juice?
We do, but I don't remember.
Okay. Because I was just going to do the simple math and divide that against 1.4 million, and we'd get a number. But I didn't think of that ahead of time, so I don't have that number either. But
I was going to ask if that was why we just talked on a live show not too long ago about how there were 300 Cybertrucks in a week sitting on the lot. And then not just sitting, but like moving out and being replaced. Yeah. So I wonder if this has anything to do with that.
That's interesting. So you at home, do some math. 1.4 million cans produced, and find out the number of 4680s are in a Cybertruck and divide that amount, and you'll know what's the maximum of vehicles they could produce with that throughput of batteries.
Thinking I was going to load it up. Let's see if we get anything useful out of it.
Okay. Going to take a look here. So they shared a nice picture. Actually, I could probably share that as we see if we can come up with a number here. So let's just share this little photo that they sent to us. That was today. Here we are on the feed. And the sign says 1,000 per week, which adds up to, as they said, 1 million in a week. But 1,000 car sets. Okay, there's our number. So 1,000 cars is what they could produce in any given week with 1.4 million batteries produced.
Yep. So the number came out to be it is 96 to 99 watt hours. So call it 100 per can, just for easy math.
Yep.
And so then to get a kilowatt hour, you need 100 of them, right? No, that'd be 10. Not 10. Let me pull out a calculator. Move the decimal place. So to get 1 kilowatt hour, and you've got one, so you need 10 of them, to get a kilowatt hour. Move it over one.
Yeah. So in this photo, you'll notice that they've got one of the Cybertrucks that appears to be wrapped in brown.
It is an odd choice.
That is an odd choice for a wrap color on a brand new Cybertruck. But they did it. Maybe it's one of the employees, for all we know, and they had their truck wrapped. But that's a bizarre color to have. You think you have something a little bit more showy, but who knows? Who knows?
The chocolate brown of the first Model S, the Louis Vuitton brown, as some people call it.
That's right. Yeah, and we know what happened to that color, so it was real popular. Well, let's move on to the next story I want to touch upon. This is kind of interesting. Ford, during a recent meeting that they had with shareholders, talked a little bit about their EV plan and changes that they're making to that plan. Ford was going to be coming out with a few more higher end 3-row SUV EVs. That was the plan, anyways. But Jim Farley
Partly.
made a modification to those plans recently, and indicated that Ford was going to shift away from the higher end vehicles, and they were going to aim at a lower priced compact vehicle at about $25,000 price. They had actually, in early February, had put together what they called a Skunk Works team that was going to be working in the background outside of the Ford mothership itself on a specific EV infrastructure that would allow them to scale up, to reuse parts amongst different EV vehicles, to help them with inventories and save money on individual purchases of parts that could be reused with other vehicles. And they were looking for some sort of synergy that would get them to the place where they could actually sell profitably a vehicle in about a year's time after sales. That would be something that the EV public would buy up. Jim had indicated that he knows that Tesla is coming out with a $25,000 vehicle at some point. As we know, project is it called Rosewood? It's they mentioned it already. It was Rosewood, I believe, was the code name that Tesla has given their vehicle, and that vehicle is due to be unveiled by next year. Maybe production by 2026, maybe 2027, depends on who you speak to. But Ford knows this is coming, and Ford wants to have a vehicle that can compete with this, so that they're not kind of left swinging in the breeze, trying to figure out how they can be profitable. Because, of course, we know that the F-150 and the Mach-E are not profitable at this point. They're not selling them in volumes that would allow it to be profitable. They're losing money on every vehicle. And of course, Ford knows they can't keep bleeding the electric division of Ford doing this. So coming up with a vehicle that could be profitably sold at $25,000 is going to open up a very large market of EV buyers, they believe. Of course, you have to have a compelling car too. This is not just something that you come up with and you unleash the public with a toaster with 4 wheels. It's not any guarantee the public's going to buy it. It has to be a desirable vehicle. It has to be a compelling offering in order to get people to spend their hard-earned money on upgrading. And of course, knowing what the competition out there, Ford is going to have a tough time doing this. It'll be interesting to see what type of things they put in place. What will some of the main items of this new smaller vehicle be? Are they going to build on anything that they've already done with the F-150 or the Mach-E? Is there going to be a game changer involved with this? Obviously, Ford shareholders hope so, but this is going to be a tough bill. Looking at what Tesla's already done with their vehicles, and knowing that they've got a design of their compact already locked down, and they're getting ready to actually look at production lines and how it has to be put together and what machinery is going to be required, and getting those machines on order so they show up at a certain time. That's a tall order to beat. And it'll be interesting to see how Ford actually does this or attempts to do it.
It's not just Tesla. You've got the Rivian R3 and the R3X, and the R2 is double the price of what you're looking for here. And then you've got BYD says they're not coming here, but once they're in Mexico,
they're coming.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've got their hands full.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like GM has did have the Bolt. They tell us that they will have the Bolt again, but at least that car was at a point where it was cost competitive against Tesla. But if you are now dropping the price down to a $25,000 amount, that requires all new thinking about what this vehicle will do and how it will operate, and how it will cost out. So all the companies are going to have, and this is not to say that Tesla's $25,000 vehicle will be a $25,000 vehicle. Like it may be 30,000, maybe 31, maybe 28. It's something that is a bit of a moving target based on inflation, based on how long it takes to get to market. But all the car manufacturers know that if they want a successful EV program, they have to build something that's compelling and can stack up to Tesla and other competitors before 2027 ends.
Then you've got the press release competitors. You've got Volkswagen's talking about their $25,000 car, and Toyota's talking about their 50 new EV models, while at the same time talking about their hybrids.
Toyota's talking about their 50 vaporware products that will be out soon, with double the range of anybody else and half the price. So
12-minute charging.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
and a hydrogen option too, just for fun.
While Shell exits the market. So you run on hydrogen if you can find it. I ran the numbers on my rough assumption of 100 watt hours a cell, and it came to 1,000 cells per vehicle to get 123 watt hours, 123 kilowatt hours.
So, okay,
interesting. And that's another round number that goes, the round number that Tesla said for 1,000 cars per.
Yep. 1,000 car sets is how they put it per week. So, and as we saw, Tesla high point now just over 300. So it'll be interesting to see. They've got some, they could get up to 1,000 car sets based on that, and start to. But again, they're going to have to produce a lot more. But as far as Ford goes, I don't know if I would be betting on it, just for the fact that yes, Ford has been able to come up with a somewhat compelling vehicle on both ends, but they were early to market at that point. They were the first pickup truck that was out. They were a company that was
wanted. The Hummer did beat them, didn't it?
That's true, but the Hummer's on a different.
It's not really a truck. No, it's not really an everyday.
It's not a pickup truck, really, but it has a bed. I guess that's what makes it qualify. But Ford was able to get to the market early, and they were able to sell a number of vehicles because of that. And we've seen recently that Ford's had to cut back on production of EVs because the pricing is a little bit high based on what the consumer wants. Of course, we've got high interest rates. We've got a number of other things that are factoring into what people are buying or not buying. But with this $25,000 car, it's going to be interesting to see if they can, check the right boxes to make it a success. And
I wonder if they'll want to move that metal. I mean, they're depending on the store, it was kind of hit or miss whether or not people wanted to sell the car on the poster, or if they just wanted to use that price to get you in to say something else.
Yeah, maybe. But it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. And it's interesting what the other automakers typically do is they promise a lot up front, and then these things start to whittle away as it gets closer to production. But we will see if it's compelling or not. But with that, I think we'll wrap up this little Tesla Express and move on to the next one. So have yourself a great evening, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Make sure you subscribe. Give us that thumbs up.
All right. Another one's in the can.